She was so full of love. We never, ever doubted her love.
I would describe her as a velvet fist, sweet and soft and strong.
This was the most wonderful, loving, comforting, always had a nice thing to say person. She was a very modest woman, never calling attention to herself.
My mom was a really, really special person. She loved everybody.
I've known Helmi Sr. when she and Don got married. So they've been in El Cerrito for quite a few years now. I don't remember the year they moved into that house on Everett Avenue, but I know we used to go and visit them quite often.
My cousin Helmi Louise and myself, Rita, and my brother Willie or Bill and Don Jr., we all grew up in El Cerrito, and they only lived a few miles away from us, and it was always wonderful going there to visit.
I'm married to Shirley. A lot of our young married life, we lived near Aunt Helmi. Later on, when I went in the military, I was gone all the time, so I haven't been physically that close to the family, but we've always been family.
So I used to hide away at their house. I'd take time off from Mom and Dad and all the brothers and sisters.
All my childhood, everybody just met at her house. We just all came together. Every Christmas, every Easter, just for no reason at all. We just always would come. We just came together just because we like to be there.
She and my dad made a wonderful team together. My dad was smart and funny. My mom was smart and gentle. And my dad loved to talk, and my mom loved to listen.
They were great people. You know, we need more people who step up. We need more people who understand that family's important. You know, whether you're Olivia's age, which is 2, or my nephew's age, 23. They made an impact in their lives, and it's a good impact. They've made an impact in my life, and it's a good impact.
They taught us real simple lessons too. Just enjoy what's in front of you, enjoy the people around you, look for the positive, enjoy the positive, and it brings out the same sentiment in other people just by, having those views.
Yeah.
To live a long life is one thing, but to live a long life and look at all the beautiful things around you, that was very inspiring to hear from both of them. What a wonderful joy to have them in our lives.
They're wonderful. I'm glad that they're back together.
Me too.
It makes me happy.
Yes.
Never go up to Grandma and say you're starving, because she will make you a 5-course meal. We made that mistake when we went up there one year.
Aunt Helmi was always good for a meal. You go over the house, you have to eat. You're going to get offered something and you have to eat.
A little story about Aunt Helmi is that she taught me to like bananas when I was very young. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't like bananas, But she would always coax me into eating one, and then I liked bananas. A month later, I didn't like bananas again. And she would coax me into eating another banana, and then I liked bananas. And so for my entire life, I've liked bananas, and it's her fault.
When I was 5, I tasted root beer for the very first time because of her. She poured it in a glass and said sip, and now I just love root beer.
She had these mugs that you would put in the freezer, and then she would buy the Hanson sodas, and Mandarin Orange was my favorite, but she would freeze the mugs in the freezer and then pour the Hanson soda in there, and she would like know the perfect amount of time to let it sit and then scrape down the sides so you'd get the perfect combination between slush and drink. It was amazing.
She always made sure that whenever we came, we ate. We made the mistake once of eating before we came. As is her tradition, she offered to feed us. Oh, you've got to eat something. You've got to eat something. And she zeroed in on David. She offered him a bologna sandwich. And he said, I'm sorry, I'm not hungry. I just ate. And so she said, how about just a piece of bologna? Okay, I'll eat just a piece of bologna. And so she went to the kitchen and he followed her. So she pulls out a piece of bologna and she looks at it and she says, that's so plain. You must have how about if we just put some mustard on the bologna? And so she puts mustard on the bologna and she looks at it and said, oh, now you'll get your hands all dirty. Let's put some bread on that bologna so you don't get your hands dirty. And so she puts the bread on the bologna with the mustard and hands him a bologna sandwich. And that's just typical of who she is. She couldn't leave him unfed because she just loves people. She just loves him. The day that I learned that she had passed away, I had a bologna sandwich with mustard because I needed to remember her.
And something that used to make us really angry when we were kids was things would be going wrong. We'd be getting bad grades, or it'd be raining and we wanted to go out and play, and she'd say, it'll all work out. You'll see, it'll all work out. And I guess it always did.
I remember going into her backyard and playing with the little tricycle as a child. I remember her garden in the backyard. I remember Grandma Haryu and the way she took care of her.
She spent 3 weeks with us even before she'd retired during the days when Hillary was born, and was actually the one who told me that my sister was born. I was out in front of their house playing and she came out in front and told me that my sister was born. Yeah, I mean, no matter what we needed, she was always there. I mean, I had mono for 3 weeks in high school and I was there every day. And then chicken pox.
Yep, flus, colds, didn't matter.
Yeah.
I remember she never wanted to fly, and I moved to Spain. So her coming to Spain to visit me wasn't really an option for a long time. And my brother was getting married, and his wife has a lot of relatives in Southern California, and they were going to give her a shower. And so they invited my mom. And my sister-in-law's mother was going to fly down with my mom, and my mom said, I don't fly, I'll take the bus. And so my sister-in-law's mother said, well, then I'll take the bus with you. And my mom felt so guilty about putting her future daughter-in-law's mother on a bus for 9 hours that she flew. And she flew down in the morning and flew back in the afternoon. And when she said goodbye to us at the airport, she said, well, it's been wonderful. Goodbye. She never thought she was going to make it home again. But since she flew that time, then she came to Spain. She came to Spain every year for a long, long time.
Grandma Helmi was always nice to everybody. Even when going through her denial of loss of hearing and not being able to hear anybody. even though they're sitting right there. She got really good at the nod, and mm-hmm. And we would be talking, and you'd hear somebody occasionally say, and you don't understand anything I'm saying. And she'd be going, mm-hmm, uh-huh.
And I remember this one time, I was probably 6 or 7, I was pretty little. And we went to Safeway. Well, they had this bag of boxed food and like little plastic apples and oranges so you could like play grocery store. And we, of course, brought home the really corny grocery store kit. And I remember playing with it on the floor, and I think I was like selling things to her or something, and I looked back and Grandma had her eyes closed, and I'm like, Grandma, are you sleeping? She's like, oh, no, I'm just resting my eyes. And I don't know why that memory like has made me laugh over the years, especially now being a parent of 2 really active kids. And I'm like, oh yes, I just need to rest my eyes.
We went to the movies. We went to see The Omen. And Dawn and I both literally covered our eyes. It scared the crap out of us. And Helmi was just wide-eyed watching it. And afterwards she says, that was just the best movie. And we're thinking, no, it was scary as heck.
It was fun back in the day, being very small. She had this wonderful basset hound named Caruso. And all the adults would be sitting up at the table, and they'd be talking, and they'd be having their coffee, and I was under the table wrestling with the dog.
I would know Helmi could come over and play, or vice versa, because her mother let her put a piece of construction paper in her bedroom window. I could look out my living room window, see the paper, and know it was okay to go over there.
Oh, well, she was always nice, always friendly. And we knew her when she was working at, I believe it was Kahn's department store in Oakland.
They got to see one of our corgis, and Helmi fell in love with him, and Grandma Helmi was kind of like, pretty cute. Max is actually the half-brother of our corgi, and so there is a connection there. And Max is twice the size of our corgi, and that could be just because Grandma was taking extra special care of Max.
Love you, Grandma.
Yes, love you.
I'm really gonna miss her. I miss her every day.
I'm gonna miss Mom.
I just really loved her.
It's rather bittersweet, you know, life moves forward.
She is forever in my memory. I love her.
We're going to miss her, but we're really lucky.